Hey, good morning to everybody. A happy Tuesday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and early. It is not even 3:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. And I'm going to tell you guys why, want to know why it's so early. I'll explain it to you right now. This is going to be from the heart video. I didn't practice this video. I didn't go through it in my head. It's just going to roll out. Okay, 2 a.m. As usual, I get up. I start looking through all my news feeds. And I find a few stories. Debbie Dingell talking about some of the mess. She's a representative from Michigan. I'm not very familiar with her. But she's talking about, she actually played messages that she got on her answering machine from Trump supporters. And I can't even repeat. The story will be down below. I can't even repeat. It is absolutely the number one most hideous, disgusting thing you could ever say to any mother on the planet Earth. The worst, most hideous, disgusting thing. And the Trump supporter thought it was a great idea to say it, to call her up and say it to her. So I was thinking about making a video about that. And then I came across a familiar name. Jared, the old Lil Schmecker. Jared, I can't help it, man. It still amuses me. The Schmeckster, the Schmeckmeister. By my account, he's gone over his 15 minutes in fame right now. I had no intention of talking about him today whatsoever. This isn't the slam on Jared channel. It's not gonna be. But the more I read a couple stories, the stories will be down below as usual. CNN, and there's another one, and there's some interesting things that came out of this guy. And the more I thought about it, it's pretty much the culmination of the story. Well, no, it might not. Here's the story. It might not be the culmination of his story. That is why I'm making this video. Let me explain. Okay, starting from the very beginning, you guys know the story. He's the crank caller. He called up Joe Biden with his 4 children. Now this is all pretty much fact at this point. Even though now, at this point, Jared has hopped on the lying media train and the poor me, I'm getting canceled train. And it's okay. So he's got 4 children. He again on Steve Bannon. I'll get into that in a second. He claimed he is a good Christian man. So on Christmas Eve, I'm going to say the supposed night of Jesus Christ, our Savior's birth. And he thought it was a good deal to sit down with his children and spew some vulgarity at the man who holds the highest office in the land, the President of the United States. And it's just gotten more bizarre from there. Okay, so we all know who we're talking about now. Let's Go Brandy guy called up the president. And of course Trump supporters just are delighted by this. And that's the story today. All right, here we go. Steve Bannon. He goes on Steve Bannon. Now, I don't talk much about Steve Bannon. I'm going to say this. When I look at Steve Bannon, I get the genuine impression that he must have body odor. His hygiene is obviously lacking. I'm not saying this to be a wise ass, but this is the first impression when I look at the man, not just one picture, any picture of this man. Not shaven, not showered, not laundered. There's got to be he's got to be rather odoriferous. Let's just leave it there. Okay, so now Jared has become the next darling of the right-wing nut circuit. The last guy to do this was Kyle Rittenhouse, a young guy who thought it was a good idea to take his piece and go into a crowd of people and take a few of them out, like Dylan Klebold style. And he is just, they're talking about him running for president, and okay, so that's the kind of people, that's who they look up to in this circle. So Jared goes on, he's on Steve Bannon. Now I guarantee he's going to make the circuit on all these. So it's not the end of him yet. He's milking these Trump supporters aren't going to let him just get 15 minutes of fame. And that's what I'm afraid of. Okay. So now this is the thing. I already made the video talking about, look, if you're going to do what you're going to do, you have freedom of speech. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you think it's a good idea to sit down in front of your 4 children on the holiest day of the year to Christians and say to the person, remember back in the day, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 60s, you could grow up to be president. That's what you used to tell your kids, If you try hard enough, you work hard enough, you could even grow up to be president. Now, conversely, we have somebody sitting their 4 kids down, calling up the president and saying, F you. That's where we've gone. And see, the bizarre thing here, too, is the same people that support all this are the ones that say we should go back to that time, that great America, when we used to look up to the president. But here's the rub. So he goes on Steve Bannon, and the truth comes out now. Now, I'm not sure if he's claiming lying media yet, but I'm sure it's coming. So now it's all out. He's got his MAGA hat on. He's gone full Trumper, man. He's got the MAGA hat, make America great again. And then he says this verbatim. Joe Biden, he says Donald Trump is my president. He should be president now. The election was definitely stolen. That's not my opinion. For the YouTube algorithms, that is the opinion of the person I'm talking about. My opinion, my fact is Joe Biden won the election. So that's now we see the real Lil Schmecker. What a little lion Schmecker he is. No, he's not. He doesn't have sack. That's the bottom line. He just doesn't. That's what I just can't respect about this guy. Because now he's going out. He's making all the circuits. He's going on all the wing nut talk shows and laying it bare. Oh, here's another interesting claim too. He claims he didn't even know he was being taped. I was telling my family's older, in their 70s. They didn't know about this, and I explained it to him how he was being taped, obviously in his house on Christmas Eve by a family member. He's holding his own phone, so somebody is obviously taping him. But he claims, and he's staring right into the phone like this, and he claims he didn't know he was being taped, and he went right onto social media. Yeah, he didn't know any of that was going to happen though. It was all just circumstance. This, you know what? Look, dude, I might not agree with you if you call up the president and say this stuff, and I certainly, if you do in front of your children on Christmas Eve, I certainly think you made a bad choice. But if you're going to just initially come out of the gate and be all wussy-ish about it, like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I'll just candy coat it at first. I'm a little scared. I'm getting a lot of attention right now. Ooh, I better make up stories. And then people start to boost him up, and he's like, oh, I could tell the truth now. Oh, yeah, I did it on purpose. That's the truth. I really did do it on purpose. And this is more, I don't believe he's even president. What a wuss. What a sackless wonder. Here's the point of the whole video. This is my fear here. Is that this is the exact kind of guy. They started talking about having a Rittenhouse for president. I could see it. I could actually see it. Like I said, I thought his 15 minutes of fame is up. Maybe not. I could see Jared Schmeck for president. Because A, he's a Christian, right? Let me say this. He's the same exact kind of Christian that Donald Trump is. Same exact brand of pseudo-Christianity. And, and of course, if you're going to run with the likes of Trump, or maybe he'll run as vice president for Trump, who knows? Then you gotta blame the lying social media, and you gotta say you were canceled. Oh, here's the biggest one, and you gotta tell it like it is. Say what's on your mind, like the regular folk. That's what supposedly that's what he did at first when he said, "Let's go, Brandon." And even though he lied, and which he's not, he's going to blame it on the media now, and he already is blaming it on the media. By the way, he said something along the lines of the first media reports reported it wrong. What he said, what I said in the first video, and this wasn't just one report. This was in several different, well-known, respected media sites that reported his first interview where he said that he knows it's a vulgar term. He knows it's a vulgar term, but he wouldn't be stupid enough to say that. And that he meant no disrespect to Joe Biden. That was his first interview when he was all frightened of all the attention he got. He's a little wussy-ish. And then when the right-wingers started lifting him up on their shoulders like Steve Bannon, and he could have a future in this, well then, yeah, I tell you what I really believe now. This is the kind of guy that they claim tells it like it is. That's not afraid to tell it like it is. So that's why I made the video today. I had no plans on talking about this today, but along with Kyle Rittenhouse, this is their brand. You guys have a great Tuesday. I'll be back later with another video.